We're actually half an hour late today. Oh my god. I'm streaming the wrong screen. I freaking nailed it. I don't know if I can change the here. Let's see. Where's the screen there? Okay, guys, got this. Don't worry. Boom. Smooth. It's very dark. I don't know if I should do anything about it. I don't have light yet in my new apartment in the main room, so we're just gonna have to deal with it. Sorry guys, it's a bit dark. I do have my spotlights, but they are so freaking bright to use right now. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, you can use the ones I quoted in Vulkan, you know. They
Oh,
actually
yeah.
work
I will just put a white screen on
See?
my second monitor and it will be good. Wait, let's try that. Why?
Don't trust, you make like an overlay in OBS. And just like make the exposure up.
For real. Nah, I don't know if this is any better. Okay,
Alright, I'm back. Are we live? Shall I-
we are live. You shall do the ping. Now for actually I could change this real quick. I can update title. What we're actually doing right now is that we are not adding enemies. We are making nav. I think nav mesh. I don't know what should I call it. It's kind of like enemy
Pathfinding.
pathfinding, navigation.
Lucas, you have shader hot reloading, right?
Yeah.
Barely.
I do.
Thinking about adding it.
Yeah, it's a lot easier just than hot reloading for the whole project.
Well, I'm not sure because I like the structure I have.
No, it's really not that hard.
Yeah, it's not about the shader hot reloading, but I need to recreate the pipelines. That's different.
No, wait. Oh yeah, because I use shader objects. I just swap out the fucking shader that I use. No, you shouldn't have to. You can still do, as long as you use the same layout in a way. You should be able to reuse like any other shaders that use the same layout, right?
But it's I still
don't-
need to recreate the pipeline or not.
No. Because you bind different descriptors, right?
Right.
So you don't have to recreate the whole pipeline. You just make sure that you use same kind of layout for both, and it should work.
But I need to. I think I need to recreate the pipeline.
Why would you need to do that?
Because the pipeline has the shader handles basically, unvalid and valid. Yes,
In
I
that
know what it
sense. Hello, Penguin Operator. Hey, Penguin Operator. Sorry, T-Chef, I'm gonna go right back to you.
Good.
Are
Yeah,
you?
he's not.
I'm sorry, T-Chef, you're gone. Are you on the Discord server? I think you are, but I don't
Yeah, I
remember.
am.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh, no, Vulkan.
I think you are, but I don't remember your name.
It's
That's
Harold.
Penguin Operator.
Is it Penguin Operator? Am I just dumb as fuck?
Nah, I don't know.
Nah, bro, it's Harold.
Oh my god. Somebody get rid
It's
of
been
this guy.
disguised this whole time.
Yeah, it was me all along.
You know, I actually kicked Harold once from the server.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's true. And then I came back from the dead. Like Jesus. Like 3 minutes later.
It was so...
Yeah, I remember. That's why the history of when you joined is fucked now.
Yeah, but that's fine.
Thanks, Lucas.
I got you, bro. Do you also want the privilege of being kicked?
All good.
But yeah, wait. How do you don't... Because you use C, right? You can just
No, see, what is this?
But even if you store the
Yeah,
hand,
you
see,
still-
man.
Good language.
that's kind of the point. Like,
No,
let's say
no,
you have
no.
you have a pipeline structure,
Yeah.
right? And inside of it, you store your shaders, right? Say these are your shaders.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do one. But the thing is that you will have to do is that this thing. Well, yeah, you don't have namespaces since you wait. But you need some.
Yeah.
you
Useless.
you do need like some way to system, right? Kind of. I'm thinking like a system, like it's that kind of like an asset manager. That's what I'm thinking that it is. That is connected with this thing, right? I have a callback to this thing basically where I store my shaders.
But still, like a pipeline is created with constant shaders. Like you can't just switch
No,
off the
it's
shaders in a
created.
pipeline.
Isn't it just created with the layout?
No.
Wait. Wait. Show me your code. Show me your code.
But like, how do you think do you associate the shaders with a thing?
Show me your.
Yeah.
Okay.
You see here in create pipeline,
Yeah.
vertex module, you create the shader module,
Yeah.
and then here you have the shader stages where you need to specify the module. Then you create the pipeline, pass in the shader stages, and after that you can destroy the modules. But the pipeline then holds the state. You can't modify the modules afterwards.
Right. Wait. Actually. Okay. Sorry. I've gotten too used to the shader objects. Wait. Go up. Can't you just? Damn. Pipelines suck. Shader objects is just so fucking superior. Yeah, okay, yeah, you cannot. You actually have to recreate the whole thing, yeah.
Yes. But it should be fine, because I have such a nice API for my pipeline creation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay. Okay.
Actually, no.
Well,
It's not okay, bro.
not okay. It's really bad.
Actually, it would be quite cooked. Like, it's easy to implement, but... Wait.
Yeah, super easy. I could do it in like 2 seconds.
Should I want to try to implement it?
Yes. Okay. I'm thinking...
Okay, I implemented. Actually...
I mean, shader
right now in the cloud branch.
Shader hot reloading is really awesome, especially if you're gonna do a lot of things like manipulating or trying things out in shader and experimenting. It's really convenient to just swap them out. Maybe look if somebody else has done it or how they have done it in C then, and maybe they have some cool. But I really would recommend shader objects because it's so much more convenient. I can show.
Yeah, the thing is, you know, like for the shader hot reloading, I need a proper system, and like my renderer file is just a mess, and I don't want to clean it up.
Well, it's about time maybe.
Yeah, look, it's about time you clean up your project.
Okay, you shut the fuck up already.
No.
But I store my shaders right now, just like I have this. It's basically my shader thing, and well, I have a shader extend. This is the shader object basically, which is just a handle, and then I have access it through here. I could change this to an array of shaders, but right now I just have them hard-coded to vertex or fragment. I'm not too concerned about anything more specific at the moment. But basically when I initialize, let's see, I do it in here, I would say, if I remember. Yeah, fragment shader here. I pass the asset server in here with this thing. And then in here, I have this load and I pass in itself. And basically I pass also the load shader function here. And this is basically what the asset server will always call when it registers a change in the and then this is basically just getting the user data here. right? So it
Yes,
passes.
are you saying I should like split up my renderer into actually like things that make sense? Because it's a little bit too long.
Yes.
The main file.
I think trying to figure out, like, I think it's just a practice, right? To learn how to split things up so it makes sense to read and work.
We don't like practicing.
Well, you practice. You don't have to do it perfect the first time you do it, right? You just
You have to do it extremely perfectly.
You just-
Not a single mistake
you
or
make
you're
it
fired.
work
But it's
first,
like
and then
an
you
AI task, you know? It's like you can
Yeah.
make it easy, it just takes time.
yeah, you could use AI for it as well. That's fine. I think
I
there's-
won't.
because you still know how things work. You're just telling AI to just
No.
move
I
things
won't
around.
wanna infest my program with.
All right,
With the slop.
then don't. But yeah, just yeah.
Okay, then I will make a new branch and
But mine is still like, it's not dynamic really. It's still quite hard coded, but it's quite easy to make it dynamic. I just don't need it to be dynamic yet. But it's gonna get there. It's gonna get there when we get to the more styling part. Right now we're more concerned about making the game. Yeah, so the thing that I found a few links on this thing. Let's see. And
holy shit, my heart stops. I'm making a new branch called Refactor, bro. Like this is where I think I will have like evil dreams about it tonight. Nightmares. Yeah, that's how it's called.
nightmare.
Evil dreams. Yeah, those evil dreams. Yep.
Oh, hell nah, bro. Here we go.
Here we
Oh,
go
no.
again. Most fascinating agent in the game world is how to move a specific location while variety of solutions exist for character moving on the ground, for agents navigating freely in 3 dimensions such as drones, submarines, or characters with jetpacks. This is a much harder problem. And the thing is, okay, there's 2 different main ideas, like, with this. If I think about the planet, one is to just always make the planet like only have a few, like, what are they called, like a few, like make it pretty round, and then there's just a few, what are these called? Group point. What are these called? Craters, yes. And then this would be quite easy, right? Quite easy, relatively easy. And just use a navigation mesh on it, kind of. But if we do a planet with tunnels, caves it's called. It looks more like a river, but it's a tunnel.
Caves and cliffs.
Yes.
Oh.
I don't think this will work anymore. These are like 2 separate ideas. This one, of course, what you do to this one would work on this one as well, but what you would do on this one wouldn't apply to this one. But I think this one would be easier to implement than this one. And then we could just limit the planet generation to not have caves yet, and add caves later on once we have a somewhat funny game working. But let's see. The illusion of intelligence, creating past, present, blah 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 blah. I think I have another link. Wait. Due to crowd path planning. This one was one of them I wanted to. I think there was also a link about Deep Rock Galactic that I had, but I can't find it. voxel-based navigation mesh. Maybe this could go. Extended spatial coverage of the navigation mesh. I don't know what's the license on this. Can I show it on stream? I hope I can. I think it's public anyway, so I think it should be fine. But just gonna make a quick search.
Oh hell no, because I named my folder Vulkan. Wait. I have 2 Vulkans now. Oh no. Guys, how can I rename my folder? My folder is right now called Vulkan. How can I rename it so that's good?
Renderer.
Nah, but that's like because like renderer is more high level, you know, because I have like still lights and stuff. So like Vulkan, that's like the lowest level.
Blenderer.
Nah, but that's
It's
fine.
the blenderer. Okay, drawer.
Blenderer.
Austrian painter.
There's something with Vulkan, you know, like VK or
Oh,
V2 with double K.
VK Austrian painter.
What?
What?
Let me move it. Vulkan should be
Navigation mesh,
DK?
mesh for short. Introduction overview,
Yeah, it's
voxel-based
DK now,
nav mesh
bro.
generation extend. It's a structure that can be used by an AI agent for pathfinding through a world. A voxel-based nav mesh is one that is generated through the use of voxels. A voxel representing
Wait, AI nav mesh generation? What?
AI is like it's I don't know when is this published, but AI is still like it's not like, you know, open like these LLMs. AI
LLM? No.
AI is
no.
also
That's
just
only AI. There's no other AI.
AI is also just as simple as an if condition. That's still an AI.
No. No.
AI was used for also in games, just when you did the simple what are they called? Branch trees, what are they called? Logic, no, what the fuck are they called? I don't remember, but whatever. A voxel-based nav is one that is generated through the use of voxel. A voxel representing a cube-shaped volume of space in 3D grid can be combined with other voxels to represent any volume of space. With voxels, a nav mesh can be generated which conforms greatly to the physical volume of a world, resulting in a nav mesh that closely resembles the space in world where an AI agent can physically fit. A voxel-based nav mesh exists only where an AI agent can travel. Without colliding with or protruding into any physical... I mean, as a very naive approach, I think this could work. Like, imagine, can I easily draw a grid? I'm thinking, guys. So if we do this, sure, whatever. Let's say this will be our... Yeah, sure. We can remove that. Okay. Let's do one more. Okay. And then we have the planet inside of here. This is the planet, right? If we don't have any caves, or even with caves, I guess it could work, kind of. But let's say we are here. Let's say the player is over here. With voxel, I still have like this planet is actually still stored in a way, kind of, even though it's marching cubes. I can still figure out how much of this is a solid block or not, and with that I can still use a three-dimensional, well, flood fill, like crowd finding or a star from an enemy. Let's say they're here, and well, I think the crowd would still be best. I still got some recommendations to use some octrees for this, which I think would probably... I don't know how to do an octree right now, but let's say this was an oct. That over there, and this is very bad illustration. But that should probably be something I should do. A-star steel would, let's say, if we wanted to find anything that is. Let's see, where do we? This, I guess, you couldn't actually count as a walkable terrain. It's kind of hard. How would I decide if something is inside is a solid or not? Because I kind of have to, either it is, let's say, a solid, or it's an empty space. How do I make that decision? Well, I can still see from the seed when I generate. I can get that information and just say that if it's some specific kind of the marching cube, it's counted as a solid, or if it's not, then no. Yeah, I guess I could do that. Something like that I could do. But this would be a very naive, raw approach, but I think it would be good enough to get enemies. Oh, now do enemies the same color? Let's say the player is green now. Okay. Enemies are red. And it could work as a very, very naive approach, but as a basic start, I think it's good enough. And then we would also go with the crowd. I think, what is it? Crowd path? What is it called? Where it's just a bunch of vector fields on every empty cell. Now, the thing is also. Well, I don't really have to consider enemies that are up in the air. I could just say that they're freaking clueless. So I would only have a specific radius from the planet that is actually accounted for. And if it's too far off, well, then the enemy will... Well, actually, it could also just have a... If it's too far off, it will just apply a raw force towards the player. So if it's on this side, it will just try to get faster.
It's raw.
Planet.
No, but it's raw.
That could be a very dumb naive approach, and that could work perfectly well. So I think this is a okay approach. I mean, it's not too bad. Okay. A voxel-based nav mesh is typically generated using parameters, notably height and radius, that is described the AI agent dimensions while standing. This results in nav mesh that exists only where the AI agent can stand. Any space that is too low or too narrow for the AI agent to fit in while standing is excluded from the nav mesh. What follows is an explanation of how a voxel-based nav mesh can be generated that includes the non-standing spaces in the world, area where the AI agent could fit if it were to crouch, lie prone, sidestep, swim, or otherwise contort its physical body appropriately. Let's see, what are the overview of voxel-based nav mesh generation, voxel-based navigation goals, entering voxelization. Triangle polygons. But you could also, like, very roughly, I guess if you use octrees, you could also make it more precise. I could use more precision than the actual voxels that I used to generate the planet. And with octrees, I could still make cheap calculations to get them to where I want them to be. Maybe.
Holy shit, Lucas, have you made an abstraction for like the Vulkan initial kind of things, like instance, physical device, debug message or surface?
But I think it's pretty dumb.
I have the device, yeah. I do have device namespace and I have physical and logical device inside there.
But doesn't this like make it very unpleasant to access the device which you gotta access a lot of times?
No, it's really convenient. Hello, Kyle.
But Jeff, you're in Sealand, so you can just like make your own thing that is just like an empty structure, right? And then you can just like cast the real device thing, whatever, right?
Yeah, I know.
like
I also
the
thought about that.
Yeah, I mean that's fine in C, so.
because in
Like I'm thinking.
the store with the physical device or logical, I mean. Sorry. I do have the. Where do I have it? Okay, I don't have it for this one anymore, but I used to. Well, I just also store inside of the logical device. I store the graphics queue and the command pool that is associated with this, and then an immediate fence, which should. I don't know if this is any.
Like I've been thinking that I make like a VK init structure that kind of like holds these initial things, because you can't really.
That's a pretty alright idea.
Yeah, because like they're hard to. You shouldn't abstract them all into like a separate thing, because like they're way too simple. Like surface, physical device, device. Like, bro, if you make like a. But yeah, but I don't know. Like VK init also sounds kind of random, but I don't know.
I think it sounds alright. It's inspired by Zig, SD process in it. Am I right? Of course.
I mean, I like having the physical and logical device as a structure and namespace at the same time. Also for the end and the begin and immediate command and end immediate command, it really makes sense for being associated with the device, because then it's just an immediate kind of like push some command. Which I do here. When I upload data to an image, I just do a like single immediate command, and then it does well, and that I can do through the device namespace or device structure. I don't know, I think it makes sense.
I don't.
Yeah, this guy. And also another thing is just in general, I have everything to be, well, except for format and extent, inside of a these big things at least, inside of a structure. So it just feels clean to just do that handle and everything when I just need a pure handle.
Yeah, I mean you could technically, but like, well in C, I mean, you can just like cast it, right? So you can make your own abstraction that has functions.
And then you cast it in the beginning of a function. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's.
I mean, unless you want to store some other stuff as well.
I swear I had had a good source somewhere. Let's see if I can. Path finding. Let's see.
It will take so long to actually make this abstraction.
Pathfinder breaks down SVO-based pathfinding feasible and what many channels are even adopting the oak tree specified blah blah blah. Light using space. Yeah, this one is the one that was. Do you know free users get access to 30% of content for the last 2 years? But yeah, this. Let's see. We should watch this video. I don't know if I can watch it on stream. But I think this is the same one over here. Or was it? This one seems to be like really good for the purpose of Pathfinding on SVOS. Let's see, what else did I have? And it was this is for tower defense, but I think it's a bit more simple explanation about the whole thing, but oh wait, this is from the thing itself, not from, well, I guess it's fine as well. Let's see, what else was there? I have two of them open. Detour crowd path planning. Replanning for detour crowd has been a long time pet peeve of mine. I blogged about the problems surrounding it earlier, but very little code has been submitted. I've been testing some ideas around the but never managed to have a few hours solid coding to get all of the pieces together. Here's what happens in the above video. That's a crazy video. At start, all the agents find the short parts towards the goal. In the video, they intentionally get stuck at local minima at start. Generally, this improves responsiveness, but sometimes the agent crafting 3D user interface for the web. Wait, what is this like? I don't know. Okay, wait. Can I actually just this is it? Oh, there's just platform replacement download now. What? Let's see. Game AI online, crowd platform using. Is this something? Extended coverage. No. These are separate ones. This one is but this one is also 2D, but I guess 2D is applicable to 3D. No, it's not. Let's see. And then there was this one. Extending spatial coverage. Let's see, 6,000 units, RNG terrain, mountain, trees, rivers. This I think could work. Construction, deconstruction, station. We don't have this though. Formation, units. I don't think. Oh, formation would be a cool thing though, but I don't think we're not gonna be worried about that. Problems with A start dynamic obstacles. Okay, wait, this is more of a presentation, but I guess we can still read it. Treat all unit cessation obstacles. Recompute every frame too expensive, use obstacle avoidance steering, no guarantee of a clear path back to the waypoint, list invalidates shortest path. Avoid by following the yellow path. Unable to get back to the waypoint. Flow field, distance transform gradient. Game airport, call it the Emerson Supreme. Let's see, let's take this one. Yeah, this isn't this the same that yeah, the 23. Okay, so I think I think this is on the right track. Cost field defines the cell traversal cost can be non-uniform. Integration field holds the distance transform result. Flow field contains the flow direction. Wait, so cost field defines the cell traversal cost being non-uniform. Okay. Wait, are they there? It is. This integration field holds the distance transformation results. So distance and then contains the direction. And then if you had three-dimensional, this is now, well, they use you can go on the diagonal as well. So there's like 8 directions. And then if you have 3 dimensions, there's 6, and then you still have the surrounding ones. Well, you have 3. Oh shit, that becomes, it's actually, what is it? Isn't it just 3 to the power of 3, right? So 27 minus 1, so 26 directions, I would say.
21?
No.
No? I think yes.
And then fast marching method,
Yes,
FMM. Problem direction limitations. Basic 8 neighbor extra distance integration only gives 16 direction, causing unnecessary turns. Dijkstra FMM. Solution FM provides smoother gradient. Storing the gradient, an 8-bit array stores 256 possible directions. What is this actually? Dijkstra and fast marching algorithm. Numerical tours details the implementation of Dijkstra and fast marching algorithm in 2D. Installing toolboxes, setting up the path, navigation on the grid, Dijkstra and fast marching computation of the implementation are performed in MATLAB and are hence quite slow. Okay. Combination should create text file name. Navigation grid. You use Cartesian grid size n times n and defines operators to navigate in the grid. We use the single index I in, I don't know how to read this actually, to index in a position on the 2D grid. Size of the grid 40. The 4 displacement vector to get to the 4 neighbors, so you can go, I don't know if it's x and y, so left or right, left, up and down neighbors. For simplicity of implementation, we use periodic boundary conditions. What the fuck does this even mean? Some crazy stuff. For given grid index k and given neighbor index k, grid and neighbor k, 1, 2, 3, 4, neighbor ki, gives the corresponding. This is some crazy math. I don't know if I will get any smarter trying to understand this or if I'm actually just getting confused. Anyways, there's 2 kind of algorithms per Dijkstra and FMM. So, which first fast marching something algorithm. I don't know what it stands for.
Guys, here we go, rewriting 4,000 lines of code. Bro,
Just let the AI cook, man. Line of sight.
no. Bro,
Rewrite
after
in
that,
Zig.
my whole project will fail. And
Yes.
then what do I do then?
Then you rewrite it in Zig.
You just stash it. So you do a git commit, and then before you let the AI do anything, you just...
Yeah, do 4,000 lines of work and then you just git stash it all.
Yes. Faster, more accurate than FMM. Bruh. How is it on this to the same thing? Like, what's the difference between... Is it just ignore? Like, how does... Well, I don't know. This was integration. Let's see, faster and more accurate than... let's see, breadth first search to iterate through the visible area. Okay. Detect impasses, corners, and draw shadows lines from the goal to the corner. Ah, okay, so that's how, okay. Line of sight integration. Line of sight integration terminates at the shadow line. Okay. But I'm still a bit unsure how this... Starting at the shadow line, use FMM integration for shaded areas. But why would... Limiting the flow area. High computation cost is a lot of nodes to integrate. Okay, yeah, that I would agree with. Unnecessary information, only need flow on the way to the destination.
Guys, would you include the window in the renderer or not? It's
No.
a very...
No.
Yeah, I also...
Like what I usually do is I have like a callback for the surface creation, right? So you can like
Yeah.
pass it in,
Yeah.
but it depends on how modular you want it.
Portal graph. Borrowing the idea from hierarchical pathfinding A-star, we generate an abstract graph over the grid. We generated an abstract graph over the grid, so you divide the grid into tiles. Detect portals at each edge that connects two tiles. Okay. Determine connectivity and cost between the portals within a tile using a flood fill. Right, determine the connectivity and the cost between. I think this, okay, great, it's not found. Fantastic. I mean, I guess the portals make sense between 2 points, but can you have multiple portals then per... There was also a kind of, well, I GPT'd real quickly about how they do it in Risk of Rain, but they don't have a random, yeah, they don't, that's the right answer, but they don't have like random generated plants, they just have a predefined flat plane, right? And then they just store nodes on the different places, right? And basically if an AI is, or enemy is here, and let's say the player is over here, well, I should actually do this on a 2D plane instead, because that's what Risk of Rain does. So okay, these are the nodes. Let's say there are just some nodes, and there's like paths and shit going on. Or if the player is here, they will take a path like this, even though, well, here we would quite easily this would work. But let's say it's super huge, it will first take a path with a node to the nearest node of the player, and from here it would be able to understand to move towards the player. Right. That's what I understood. But yeah, something like this. That would be pretty sick if you could do it on the plant as well. But still, we have the same problem: is that we don't know how reachable every area is. Well, like right now everything is reachable. So I'm trying to think still of a Damn, this is problematic. Actually, I need a navigation mesh for the sake of if something is very steep. Let's say there was like a hill like this. If I just use a voxel based, that's a fucking awesome. If it was like this, right, voxels, it would just think that I can just walk like this, right? But if it's too steep, that shouldn't be a thing that you should do. It should understand that this is not going to work and we have to go around or something. And that can only be done with a nav
Around the
mesh.
world?
Yes.
Around the world.
But we can only do that with a nav mesh. So I think I need to do a nav mesh or something like that at least.
Always go around the world.
It's so weird what I should do.
Exactly.
Portal graph borrowing ideas from heuristic portal A-star. We generate an abstract graph over the grid. Oh wait, was that what this was? I don't know. I don't know what this is. I didn't even read it. Oh, it just updates where they spawn. Okay. Okay. Well, this makes sense for the 2D again. The 3D, I don't think this makes sense because. Oh wait, I can draw. Yo.
There's if I sent you a picture.
Yeah, wait a minute. Give me a sec.
Huh.
Okay, let's see. Damn. Bro, what
But
did you
bro-
cook?
Look at my legs though.
Your no, bro.
Right. It's probably easier to
Wait,
see
by the
like
way, is the game
yeah.
called Overcooked 2? By any chance?
this game.
Hmm?
No, bro. There's no. There's literally zero cooking in this game.
Bro, what?
Bro,
You're in the sky?
yeah,
Oh, bro, your
like,
legs. Oh,
yeah,
hell
bro. You
no.
see this shit?
Well,
Yeah.
take the portals
You
to
see my character, bro?
No,
terminal
bro.
connective and
Bro. Hell no. Yes. This is optimal.
If I were to generate a navigation mesh, I don't know yet how to do that, but
With code, maybe?
well, that makes sense.
Nah.
Yeah, I don't know.
But the navigation mesh, I think, would be the approach. And then I would just say that for now, there are no... Well, I think it could even work, maybe. Wait, could it not work with even caves?
Caves and cliffs?
Yeah.
Who?
Okay, because let's say the navigation mesh works pretty well as long as it's a flat surface, or they can be a little bit like this. But if it's too steep like this, you can't really walk. You cannot walk on this, and you cannot walk in air. But if the cave goes tangent, yeah, but that's the thing. I have to calculate how do I have something that is, I don't know. But this should be, no, this is not fine, because here this is like an okay area. But this would be, then again, it would start falling like this instead. But if the cave went like this, it would barely be okay. Because you have to think that everything has like gravity towards the center. So I guess this could work. And I think that would also make sense in general, like if, I don't know yet how a navigation mesh works, but that would like make logical sense as well. And to begin with,
What? I thought that just made like physical sense.
yeah, but I don't even have to
Oh, that's
worry
crazy.
about this cave stuff at the moment. I actually just have to worry about this for simplicity. But I think if I learn how to make a navigation mesh, it doesn't have to be like the best navigation mesh, but it has to be a navigation mesh. Okay. Hmm. Let's see. Mikuma log. He built recast detour and explained the concept clearly, especially reading his recast graph. I'm a bit confused how to read this page. I feel like I'm reading about something here, and all of a sudden we're talking about user interfaces. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Key concepts: visualization, rasterizing your mesh into a voxel grid to find walkable surfaces, region, generate grouping voxels into continuous walkable regions, contour tracing, finding the outline of those. I don't want to do a starting for this. Math for game programming, pathfinding. Then read. Great. Let's see. Game AI Pro chapter recast. You only need to modify one step. Instead of using world up for slope filter, you use normalize vertex planet center as you up. Triangle for Zig specification. I could also just use the library. Let's see. Recast navigation is divided into multiple modules, each containing in its own folder. Nav mesh runtime loading, nav mesh data, pathfinding, nav mesh queries, nav mesh string, useful for open world games, agent movement, collision avoidance, and crowd simulation API for drawing debug sessions, unit tests, standalone comprehensive demo app showcasing all that. Building and integrated them, information about how it works. The cast constructs nav mesh through multiple mesh rasterization. First, recast rasterize the input triangles mesh into voxels. Voxels in areas where agents would not be able to move are filtered and removed. The walkable areas so grid are then divided into polygon regions. The navigation polygons are generated by triangulating generated polygon region to nav mesh. You can use recast to build a single nav mesh or tiled nav mesh. Single meshes are suitable for many simple static cases and easy to work with. Tiled nav mesh are more complex to work with, but better support large, more dynamic environments. Tiled mesh are enabled advanced detour features like tree baking, hierarchical path planning, and nav mesh data streaming. Official documentation is available. Docs are generated via Doxygen from source file comments and from markdown files. What is a nav mesh? The most modern complex 3D engines rely on nav meshes to drive their pathfinding and AI agent movement and navigation. A nav mesh is a simplified view of the traversable areas of a game world optimized for AI pathfinding movement calculation. Nav meshes are usually built from physics collider of the world since they define the areas an AI can legally exist. I think I might have a crazy idea. What if I just use the vertices points when generating a planet as points? I will wait. And then I just made a. What if when I generate the planet, right? I get all of the vertex points, and then when the player moves, we can calculate all of these. We could store all of the vertex point. That would be pretty fucking overkill. But let's say we could do that. And we could give a... Yeah, for each vertex... Well, actually, that's stupid. How does the enemy know which vertex they are most closely associated with? Yeah, then we definitely go back to the voxel approach. And then we're back at the same problem where if it's too steep, But the thing will just go up. Oh, but you could make it that a upwards movement, because you can still calculate that, right? Because you know that the center is here, then you can see that if it's deciding between going, okay, let's see, it's not that easy yet. Up, you know that it's going further away from the center and that would like to avoid that. Well, if the player is at the top, and then I guess you can't really do anything about it, but yeah. Doesn't have to be perfect, I just need to figure out a way how to make this work. Well, no, yeah, this is actually quite interesting, because if a player is at a point, like let's say some peak point, well, let's say I could first of all guarantee that this could not happen, and I wouldn't have to think about that problem actually. Let's say this is the only thing that can happen. A pretty basic planet generation. That's the only thing that can happen. Anything else than that shouldn't even happen. And a lot of problems are just gone. If you also assume that the planet is pretty darn smooth to begin with, it's kind of weird because, yeah, but I don't really need to think about anything better than, or worse, better, I don't know, than that. And then the raw just player movement like this would work as soon as the enemy is close enough, then we just apply the vector force to move towards the player. But when it's down here, we cannot apply that. So now, actually what I just need is some way for this thing to get close enough to just apply a vector force. And the way to do that, I think it's only through NavMesh. I cannot really figure out another way to do it. Presents nodes in the pathfinding graph and edges between agent polygon defines the connections between these nodes. Pathfinding queries first construct a path consisting of strip of adjacent polygons. This represents the corridor of space that leads to the agent's goal. The polygonal path is defined into sequence of... Actually, I know what to do. The most dumbass thing I could think of right now. Alright. The planet is like this, right? If you can think of the planet as being a cube, right? We can think of it as a cube. If the enemy is in this phase, even though it's a sphere, but right now with what I got, this is a good enough abstraction. If it's on this phase, then I know that all it has to do is just move towards the player, no matter where it is. But if the enemy is on this bottom half, its goal is to get to this edge, and as soon as it gets to this edge, its goal is to get to this center, and as soon as it gets to here, its goal is to get to over here, and once it reaches this point, it will just apply towards the player. Or actually, I don't think even I need those edges. I think this, nah, I need those edges, because if I start applying from here, that's bad. But from here, applying, I think it's not too, I don't take too big of a penalty. And that could be a pretty decent approach. I think it could. Because, wait. Let's see. Actually, that's not the... Oh yeah, that was another thing I wanted to fix today, but guess what? We could do it. And then we run a client. I actually fucked up this thing. Okay, boom. So if I spawn a few enemies there, let's see if I can outrun a few of them. Yeah, now they are starting to apply a vector that is kind of like more towards the planet than me. Yeah, it's really hard for them unless if I go, let's see, yeah. But if I could just get them like on this corner here, I think they should be able to get, maybe it's still a bit hard. Oops. I don't know why. It sometimes just, oops. Sometimes it just, I think I'm doing something wrong with the, how can the player transform? This cannot be invalidated if I somehow free or destroy the player. But I should never do that. It's okay. It's not the priority fix. The priority fix is this. We are not constantly running into too many enemies being spawned. At the moment, it's just me being funny. I'm running into those problems. But I think that could be an easier approach for this simple thing, and then maybe later on we'll run into a bigger problem. So I need a way to maybe just, we'll go into game like that, and then here in the update, right now I only get the first player. That's fine. I don't really care about getting every player. I'm just gonna get the first one. And here I need to know, do I need to know? I need to know kind of if this is the planet, right? The player is over here, let's say P for player, and then we can do a cube. We'll kind of like imagine this cube doesn't actually exist, but, and then I will have to know which way this thing is facing, and then I need, or like from the center, where is the player, right? And then I need to know where the enemy is. Let's say the enemy is over here, right? And actually this is just doing the dot product, right? Because if they are like exactly the same way, how did dot products work? If they're exactly the same, then the scalar will be, was it 1? And if they are perpendicular, it's 0. And if they're opposites, it's -1. Was it like that? Or dot products. Now this doesn't really help me that much because I still don't know. Well, -1, I just know that it should take a path towards one of these sides. But if I get a perpendicular vector, I have still no idea. Then I need to know which side of the planet the enemy is on. Let's see if I just abstract this one again to a 2D problem like this. I could, what could I do? If this was a 2D problem, I could know based on the position just an X and Y or X value. Actually, that could already be good enough. I wouldn't even have to know. Because if it's, because the planet is always in the center of the world, and if it was on the X1, I would know that it's on the right side, and that means I would like it to get to this location over here. So what I actually could do is calculate, wait, but if I already got the position of the enemy, I also have the tangent or the perpendicular vector to the tangent of the planet, and I could use that to, but it needs to be faced. It needs to face that direction towards the player. So I always need to make sure that if I could first figure out that the enemies always face the direction of the player, they don't have to move, but if I can get them to just face... Ooh, if I could just get them to face the direction of the player, then I can just apply a forward vector towards that. Or a force. Oh my god. Then I don't even need... Because right now I don't have any obstacles, so that wouldn't even be a problem right now. I think that would be a perfect solution. Of course, later on when we get obstacles, that wouldn't work anymore, but as of now, it would be good enough for me to just continue on developing and doing things that actually matters, which is kind of getting to some kind of gameplay. But yeah, once we get to a little bit, but that's later. For now, and it's not yeah. But I don't know. Okay. So we can actually do here. If distance is less, then we'll just continue. Else, if right, it doesn't. Well, we can do this. If distance is... Now we actually need this planet size. I think, do we have access to that? We don't. If distance is less than 100, we'll just apply the normal this thing, because then we're close enough to just move normally. Else we will... Now we got basically that we are not close enough to just not do anything, and we're not close enough to just apply a direction. Well, this is actually kind of well, we actually, either way what we do, actually this might be completely redundant. Let's see. For what I'm trying to do right now, let's go with this instead. So we'll just continue, and now I just need a way to make it them always face the player. Can I do that? Body interface that... Do we have a rotation? Set rotation. Can I do that? Body ID, and then in rotation inactive type activation. What the fuck? Body ID. And now I need a vector. Dude, that isn't just direction. No, could it? It will crash and burn if it doesn't work. Direction, but this has to be now a... What the fuck? What the hell have I done? Set back, normalize. Isn't that just... I think that won't work now. It won't. Because now what I'm trying to do is just taking the direction of what I'm... But isn't that also the direction that I want it to face? We'll see. Direction. We have to do it like this. Actually, no, this should be fine. And then just one. Wait, but it's a quaternion. That's what it is, isn't it? It's rotation. Yeah. Okay, we cannot do that. So I have to change this to be. Just do a handset. What or what? Quaternion F32 from Euler. I really don't like that direction. And then we'll have that, and then just change this. Let's see how bad this goes. Direction. And what is this? Active, don't active. I don't know what that means, but. Expected from quaternion. Okay, so it doesn't like that it's. I get data. Because this is in the same format, I just need to draw. We just do a flip cast, I guess, but. What if I did a... If I did... This is gonna be so dumb. This. I think if I made it a pointer and then the reference is good. Why can't I not just get the raw data on this thing? Well, I could do a bitcast, which should be the same thing, bitcast.
Holy fucking shit, bro. I might have cooked
Cannot.
on the windowing side. Holy fucking shit. Okay, this is really cool.
Let's see if I do a scale add force. But I have the from vec to vec, brother. Why don't I just use that? Bruh. Alright.
Bro, are you kidding me?
Yes.
Bro, I ran my application and it printed corrupted double linked list.
That's crazy.
And then it segfaulted. What? I never had that in my entire life. Like it's a Linux message because I didn't print that. And GFW also didn't print that. Like what? Corrupted double linked list.
Yeah, that's some crazy corruption you got there. I don't think this is the right thing. But what I was thinking is that now I could just body interface dot add force, and then we'll just give it the E. Now this will not be synchronized. I guess it's fine, slightly fine. We do have access to transform and rotation, which you probably should scale as well. And normalize as well. Ah, it wants it in. Well, actually, why not just use the same? I think that's fine. We do have it normalized, but it's gonna be super small, so let's just do this. I'm feeling that that should actually work. Is it not? Focused his game. Lucas focused his game more. Yes. Ah, okay, it doesn't compile, thank God. Then it makes sense. Why do I not get the highlights in here? Anyways, let's check it out. It does not support. Okay. That means that we'll have to do. Let's call it force. Const force. It's equal to. And then we would have to normalize it once more. It's okay. And then we do this, and then say force. And oh, there it went. Let's do this. Oh shit.
Okay, see.
Did I close the server? No, somehow the player got disconnected again. I don't know what that. Why? Remove disconnected. I don't know what to say, bro. I don't know. It's weird. Okay, let's see. So this has the same. But yeah, what I wanted to see now, if I connect another player. And we put this one over to here. And I'm gonna put this one on my second monitor. Whoa. So if I move. Yeah. Do they turn? Well, they're trying to turn into the planet instead of turning to the. Slightly works. It's pretty fire how everything just changes color. It's a bit annoying at the same time. Maybe I should actually make But yeah, okay. But if we make those in between points, I think it will be great. Format my laptop instead. Install Windows 10 IoT Enterprise LTSE and Archlinks so smooth. Yeah, I wish you the best on the dual boot. I never launch Windows anymore because it just fucks my dual boot every time. Yeah, so now that we got this basically now we just need to figure out if it should go towards the player or if it should go towards a kind of like checkpoint. Checkpoints, I need to kind of like calculate them, I guess. And there's like, if I take back the, oops, sorry, I'm pressing. Okay. I could also just go that, I don't even need a cube. If I have the player, right? Player somewhere on the planet, then I can calculate what's the opposite, like this is the player position. I could easily calculate what's the opposite side, what is to the right, and what's to the left. And then I could see for the enemy, wherever it fits in here, ideally I would like it to move to this thing, right? Always. But otherwise I think it's what is just, then the second priority is this one. And then, well, it should never straight walk from here. But if it's in here, I could inverse the vector, kind of like force to the opposite direction. And then trying to get to this, that then could lead to the actual player position. If I just do this first, what's the opposite side of the player? And that we could just figure out that if we actually need the planet size for this now, is starting to realize. But yeah, the opposite side of the player is just doing the minus on player position. And then we'll have the opposite side, because if it's at the top, let's say, that is 1, and then would be -1. If you just consider y-axis. So what we could do, even to just try if it works, is in here that if distance is larger than, I don't know, what is the planet size? It's like 100 or something. That is actually in the game where I initialize the planet spawn. Or I don't do it. It's here, size is 100. So we can actually just do an arbitrary assumption that if it's larger than 50, we will do the other thing else, we'll do the normal thing. We could do smaller than 50, do the normal thing here. So if it's smaller than 50, then we do this. Else, here we'll do the special thing, where we'll change. I can actually change this to a variable now. Okay, actually, this is. Why don't I just do this then? Because the force will also be different. Okay, whatever. It's easy. It's easier to think like this. Of course, there will be similarities, but we can fix that after. We'll do that, and we'll just go here and do this, and save that, and then what we'll do here is that we'll change this to a minus sign, and now we'll have the opposite side, I think. And then we'll have to the player still, so now they would move to the opposite side. In theory, if the enemies are on the complete, they should have what's reloaded as well. So if I connect now with the client, let's see if the enemy is, yeah, so this is fine. And then I connect another one. And then this one will not have enemies following it. But if I move with the player to the other side of the planet, this should start chasing. The enemy should start being like attracted to a different position. Yeah, the opposite position of the planet. Or, no wait, they're attracted to the player still. What the fuck? What is their distance? What am I doing? If the distance is less than this, and then otherwise I need to figure out what's distance. STD log Debug. I should go to sleep. And distance. Let's see. Did I do it wrong? Distance is 100 to the player. So that's definitely larger, so it should be going into this thing. But they don't seem to... well, they do move. And that's... I'm not close enough to be... Am I? Yeah, so they're definitely... I should probably like to draw some debug to see. Yeah, so I am on the opposite side. Yeah, so they're attracted now to the opposite. And now what we can do in here is that we can negate the force. So then it will be like the opposite effect. And that's not how you do it. is equal to the minus direction. So now they should start going right? No? Am I done? Shouldn't that be it? Yeah, there it went. Ah, and now they found their way to the player. And if I go again to the other side, there they get like yeeted. That's pretty funny. They just like jump like shit. I don't want to be there. I mean, it's a pretty dumb, naive approach, but it actually works. Holy shit. I was like starting to read about navigation missions and I just like, yeah, you know what, if you're there, yeet. And the best part is like, you will not probably know that extra jump push they get. Let's spawn in a few more or crash the server, that works too. Again, the player, I really need to figure that out. That is a small problem still, I don't really care too much about it. Okay, let's spawn in a few enemies and try this out with a little bit more. Whoa. So, let's see. There they are. Whee! That's so funny. Can I outrun them so they will like... No, I cannot. Woo! Oh, they fell through the planet. Let's see if I reset, yeah. They're pretty fast though, holy shit. And they're always facing me as well, which is really nice. But here we have to fix that they're still having like an intermediate state, because right now they kind of get stuck there. I think, yeah, this works. This is not too crazy. I think my gravity is just a bit too strong. Shouldn't be as strong as it is. What happens if I go too far away? This should start eating them into the planet. Or not? Okay. Oh, look, they built a pillar just for me? That's crazy. That's fantastic. Alright. I think this is a good spot to end it. We'll still do a little bit more tomorrow on this, and then we can start implementing shooting and maybe fix actually why it crashes when you spawn in too many enemies. But that will be it for today. Alright. Good night, everyone. See ya tomorrow when the next video is coming out. Bye bye. Is Harold here?
No, he's not.
He's not. You can't even hit it. Alright. You wanna hit it, Tisha?
Yeah, sure. Alright. See ya.